Hi everyone. I hope you're all doing really well. So many of you ask me this question of push and pull dynamics in various ways and forms. You are afraid of pushing your twin flame if you do certain things. And this had happened, in a recent interaction in one of the comment section that um, somebody was missing their twin flame. So I just said, connect telepathically, and they said, what if this is push energy? So, in the one on one sessions, also, I realized that there is a lot of awareness now about this push and pull and all of that. And I would just like to explain this a little bit. First of all, we have to understand that your journey is divinely guided. There is inner GPS that you have on the journey. There is no one size fits all for twin flames, to be on the journey and how they awaken. The journey is more than the push and the pull dynamic because it is also more than manifesting a text message or a living situation with your twin flame. There is something that happens at an energetic level. At the energy level, you can start to feel detached. You can understand polarities and how polarities work. You can use that wisdom and knowledge. We know that, twin flame connection is explained through the theory of quantum entanglement. We can study the theory, we can understand that, we can study, how polarities work, the various rules of existence, etc. And we can start to hack the journey, understand the journey. It's great. You do that. It's very valuable information for you. All right. Not to say you reject this information. Now, a second part of this is this information will also tell you be as much as possible in the now moment, right? You don't be connected too much to the way you are. The thoughts are happening in your mind. Very, very good information. Thoughts are just like clouds that appear and disappear. They have no relevance. They are just rehashing the same stuff that you've accumulated, and they are very judgy, and they don't really help you to identify with the judgmental thoughts. They put you in separation consciousness. When you overthink or you think about everything, you don't feel into how you're feeling, and you must analyze. You only use the mind when it is necessary. If you have to use your mind to, suppose, apply discretion, to do some intellectual work, to speak, to write, you have to use your mind. Their mind is a gift, right? So that's all perfectly all right. Now you can have distance from the mind and the body, and you can just be in the now moment, meaning that if I am speaking right now, I'm in awareness of what I am speaking. I'm not trying to be very muddled up in my thoughts. I have clarity of thought, so I'm present with the thoughts also as they are coming through me, as the speech is happening, right? Or I'm sitting, so I can be aware of how I'm sitting. I can be aware of everything around me. There are deeper ways. There are Zen techniques that I can teach you at some point to explain how to be in the now moment. They are very useful and they're very powerful. Now let's go beyond this. You anyway do this for yourself, because life, as you know, is not happening in your mind. It is not happening in your body. Body has come from the earth. Mind is just an accumulation of whatever you've gathered until now, and your consciousness is much more beyond this. The consciousness is having a physical experience. All right, so that's the wisdom. You being in the now moment is what you're doing for yourself. Now, this is possible for a twin flame. It's really highly recommended that, all human beings, all spiritual seekers learn to be in the now moment. Another part of this is that for a twin flame, I'm specifically speaking of what is possible for a twin flame. It is also beyond the energy and energy balancing, because energetically you can become an enlightened being. And, Sadhguru was explaining this in, a video, that you can become a completely realized being energetically, but that being who has been able to realize just through energies, when they open their mouth, they can be an extremely stupid person. That's also possible. Why? Because in yoga there are various forms of expansion. One thing is to only energetically expand, and one thing is to also expand your consciousness. This second part is available to a twin flame. Your pathway is not just about energy balancing, it's also expansion of your consciousness. This means you receive certain gifts which are of higher dimensions. Telepathy is one of them. With how many people could you telepathically communicate before you met your twin? Most of you would say nobody. Maybe with my cat or my dog or my grandmother or someone else, where I knew she was going to call me and she called me. Something like that, perhaps. But it's a lot more. To communicate fully with the higher self of your twin flame, to understand the thoughts of your twin flame. How many other people have you been able to do it? And you're not some magical being, or some wizard or somebody, right? So this is a gift for you. Telepathy is anchoring your connection in the 5D. Knowing the truth of the eternality of your connection, the oneness of, your soul, right? What are the other gifts you receive? You can communicate with ascended masters. You receive clairaudience. You can communicate with your spirit guides. You can communicate with everything and everyone around you. You can start understanding the spiritual needs of people around you. You can have clear cognizance. You know a thing is going to happen. You have a sense of knowing something is going to happen. Clairs are becoming active very powerfully, very, very powerfully. All right. You can be modern magicians in some sense, in the spiritual sense of the word. All right. You can understand people's intentions. You see somebody, you know what they're thinking, you know what they're projecting. It gives you intense power to understand it, power not to misuse it, power to just know it and understand it and see the duality of life and let it be. All right. Other powers that you receive earlier, in my experience, if I went to some temples, I never received much in the temples as a child or something. I would go there because, it's customary and all of that, with our families. But after going through this, full spiritual awakening, I can feel the energy so powerfully that you receive so much more in a temple. Divine blessings, you're so receptive to higher energies. You're so receptive to higher energies. It is incredible. So many of you would have already experienced it. Now you go to a powerful temple, you go to Kedarnath, you go to Chidambaram temple, or you go to, Kailash Yatra or something like that, or you go to, Meenakshi temple, some powerful temple now you go to, you will be blown away. You will now understand what has gone into the consecration of these places, or of course, barring Kailash, that is the Sahasrara, that is the crown chakra of the world. So very powerful Shiva energies there. Shiva himself used to live there. So now you take these trips, you will understand a receptivity has happened to you. This is your expansion in your consciousness. Spiritual wisdom. Right now, you will be able to process so much spiritual wisdom that earlier you did not have the ability to process. You will understand spiritual truths very, very fast, very, very quickly. You will know what is correct information, what is incorrect information. Nobody will be able to fool you. All right? The documentaries that came out last year, we saw how many people were fooled in the name of twin flames and stuff like that. That is not going to happen to you. You will never give your power away to anybody. Your solar plexus will be so powerful, you will understand. All right? There will be no codependence in your life. No best friendships, where I have to talk about something or I have to kind of share, what is in my heart. You will process your own heart and your own feelings. Your relationships will be of unconditional love with everyone, with everything around you. All right? Your close relationships will improve because there will be no expectation. If I'm not expecting anything from anybody, don't I have great relationships with them? However they are with me, it's perfectly all right, right? If a friend is talking to me, great. If they aren't talking to me, it's fine as well. I can also recognize what is energetically draining for me and not indulge in it, right? So, where is this coming from? This wisdom of what is draining, wisdom of what is correct information, wisdom of what is the truth of things. Don't you see these are incredible gifts as a human being to exist in this expanded consciousness? It adds so much value to your life. I understand right now so many of you are in the dark night of the soul, but so many of you are also, coming out of it. And so many of you, even within the dark night of the soul, you have experienced these gifts, right? Is it not beautiful if you can speak to nature, if you can speak to trees, you can speak to, birds, you can understand what is happening, you can unravel the mysteries of creation? So all of this is a gift of your expanded consciousness. Don't you want to have these gifts? Right? Understanding what a feminine energy is. Now you're awakening in your divine feminine energy. In the unit between you and your twin, to hold the feminine energy itself has its own, gifts and its own ways of being, which are incredibly beautiful, incredibly powerful. Okay. So this understanding of crossing dimensions and going into higher dimensions, anchoring the wisdom of those higher dimensions, the way of being in that higher dimension into the lower dimension, is your response, which is the response of your soul to the awakening of Mother Earth, because in the last few centuries we saw absolute chaos on the planet. We saw women were never, treated with love or respect only until the last century, the feminist movement, which has now obviously gone rogue. But back then when it started, it liberated women. Today, so many of you are single women, and you're allowed to be. Nobody is bothering you because so many in the matrix are also single women. So 100 years ago, don't you think all of you would have been in some form of disempowerment, in some form of a marriage or in some form of a connection, which was not in your control? And so many in the matrix and traditional cultures still are in those patterns and in those relationships. So this is all happening systematically. For the feminine to awaken, the feminine had to first, in some sense, awaken, in the matrix, and then now you are taking charge. You are now restoring that, hyper feminism which has gone rogue back into knowing and teaching everybody what feminine energy is, what it is to just be, what it is to just experience life, what it is to be compassionate, to include everyone, to be kind. It's not a moralistic teaching. It's just a feeling that you have. What it is to be authentic. What it is to be true to yourself. Because how many people are people pleasing all the time? What it is to value yourself, to love yourself, to have your boundaries, because that is who you are. I'm not willing to compromise this, because I have to people please you, or I need something from you, or you don't understand or respect my boundaries, so I will, allow this to happen. No, you are in your authentic power. In the last centuries, this authenticity has been wiped out of the planet, especially since we saw in the hyper-capitalism that took place. Nobody is allowed to just be. Nobody can just be, and live their lives. You have to be productive, you have to be efficient, you have to make this much money, you have to be in this kind of a job, you have to subscribe to all that stuff. And so much consumerism. It's normalized to be a hyper-consumerist, right? Consumerist, influencers have millions and millions of followers. Nobody is even questioning that you are hyper-consuming. Where will all this waste go? Okay? We're destroying the earth. The earth has started to awaken in some sense in this day and age. It's not to say the earth is unawakened. No. Mother Earth is a very awakened, very, high vibrational being. Like the soul of every planet is like that. All right? But it is to cause this awakening to happen among all the beings of the earth. And twin flames have responded to that awakening. So the expansion of consciousness is what you go through to anchor in this for others as well. Okay? To allow others also through the light that you embody, to allow others also to see their own lights. All right? And this is also one part of your twin flame awakening. So if you can start aligning with this, it may seem very heavy and difficult to some of you who are saying, what? I can't do this. This is, like nonsense. I don't want to do this. One day this will make sense to you. When I was in the beginning of my journey, when I heard this, I would be like so freaked out. What? How can I do this? Okay? It will become your normal way of being. It's not that you are walking and you're thinking, what a gift I am giving to people by coming. No, it's not that arrogance. It's just a knowing and sense that I embody love, and with the power that I have, I can influence the reality around me by just having love in my heart, right? By having deep spiritual awareness, by having a deeper wisdom, I can influence realities around me in a positive way for everybody. All right? By embodying the divine essence within me, by my connection with the divine, it's helping everyone around me. Because so many of us have gotten disconnected from the divine. This is also a part of the twin flame awakening. Whatever you do as a soul purpose, what is called a soul purpose, is nothing. It's just this: embodying your truth, embodying your power, embodying, your love. Whatever, then that makes you do. And I'll make a separate podcast on it. But essentially, you have to understand your journey is beyond the push and the pull. And your journey is beyond the physical counterpart of your twin flame. All of that will naturally fall into place in your life as you ascend. Okay? It's meant to happen. You are meant to come into union, provided you are ready to face, your fears and let the fears be purged out of your system. You're ready to trust the universe and you're ready to flow. And even when right now you're not ready, a point will come where you will become ready. I remember I had watched a video by Abraham Hicks a long time ago, and she'd said, I'm getting ready to be ready. Okay, so I'm getting ready to be ready to be that way. You think about it like that, even if right now you don't feel ready. You don't feel ready to be this embodiment of love. You don't feel ready to purge out your fears and to be in the present moment. That's okay. If right now the consciousness is unawakened or it is in a state of separation, it's not a bad thing. It just is. One day it will move. It will slowly start moving to the consciousness of union. Okay? Once that happens, whatever are the blocks that are coming in the way of union that seem very profound to you right now. So many of you ask me questions, this happened in my dynamic, my twin flame, doesn't think highly of me, or I upset my twin flame, or that happened, or we have cultural or age differences, or whatever it is. Those are, just a part of the separation consciousness. They seem like very big things to you. When you will start shifting the energy, when the energy will start shifting into union consciousness, these blocks will not matter anymore. They will naturally get evaporated. Naturally, you will start seeing that where they were coming from, or a part of my consciousness from my childhood or some maybe past life or whatever. That part of my consciousness that was creating this block right now has been purged out of my system. Why are you responding to full moons, new moons, eclipses? You're responding to solar flares. Why is this happening? You can't kind of discount that you are just a part of nature and nature is helping you come into your union. So when you are obsessing with push and pull dynamics, you're saying, I don't trust nature. I don't trust these eclipses. I listen to videos which are telling me what to do and what is happening. But at the same time, I want to control my journey. And what will happen if your twin flame messages you right now because you go into extreme detachment? What will happen? You'll run away. Or you'll start, getting very obsessed with, oh my God, what next? Does this mean anything to me? Your lower consciousness will not shift to higher consciousness with that text message. Okay? So, a complete overhaul takes place for a twin flame. You allow that complete overhaul to take place. In general, it is good for you to be in the now moment. It is very, very good for you to be detached from your twin flame. But that detachment happens naturally in your state of inner union because you find the connection within you. Otherwise, all of us, everybody will miss their twin flame in separation consciousness. Right? When you know this person is separate from me, you will keep missing your twin flame. When the separation consciousness has shifted completely and inner union has been realized, you will start knowing, understanding, feeling your twin flame within you. Right? At this point of time, you will naturally become detached from your 3D counterpart. because you already have them within you, right? So then this detachment will not be a painful detoxification or painful detachment. You can from time to time detach, you should detach, because heavily that is, if your mind is always thinking of your twin flame, you have to stay centered, you have to stay in the now moment, take help from meditation, be present with your feelings and emotions that are coming up. A lot of inner child wounding your twin flame has triggered, wounds your twin flame has triggered within you that were always present within you. Be in awareness of those. Work in some sense, work with them or look into them. Take some guidance, take some support, right? Do some meditations, whatever you need to do, you do all of that. All right? But forcefully saying, I miss my twin flame and I have to detach and I'm going through so much pain, is you punishing yourself. And this missing of your twin flame is also an indication of your inner GPS. That inner GPS can tell you connect with him telepathically. If you connect with your twin, him or her, telepathically, what it basically will mean is that you can receive some guidance from the higher self of your twin flame. Okay, which can be steps to your union. It's possible. Your twin flame will exactly tell you what you need to do specifically to walk this pathway of union. All right, it is very likely, it is very possible that your divine masculine can do this for you. So, missing your twin flame is also an indication for you. You listen to your inner GPS. You do not think a one size fits all will work for me. You also understand the higher purpose of this journey. You understand the gifts that are available to you way beyond just, the 3D interaction with your twin flame. If the soul wants to have all those gifts and to live in that higher consciousness, you can't stop the soul and you can't limit the soul. An ocean is available to you as a twin flame, and if you want to sit with just 2 bucketfuls of water in the corner and then be over obsessed with how to maintain those 2 buckets of water, and the water shouldn't dry, this shouldn't happen, it shouldn't spill, if I say this my twin will run again, if I do this they'll do this, but my obsession is that they must stay in my life because I need them to. All right, please balance this over obsession with keeping your twin flame in your life, because the part of you that is so obsessed is your lower consciousness. Your higher consciousness is never worried about where your twin flame is and what are they doing. Do you understand that? All right, and this higher consciousness experiences the whole ocean as it is. So the soul wants that expansion. You can't prevent that expansion from taking place. Allow the journey to be what it is. Don't be in this super rush, because the part of you that is impatient is also your lower consciousness. Okay? The manifestation of your twin flame to be in your reality before the consciousness has fully expanded and before the inner union has taken place is like, it's not very satisfying. It needs a lot of work for it to be maintained. And what is possible for you is the ocean, and you're just playing with the 2 buckets. I understand that the ego in its impatience will want those 2 buckets and will see great value, but that just means you're new on the journey right now. As you will move on in the journey, you will start seeing the value in this divine way of being. Remembering detachment from your twin flame happens automatically, and it never goes away once your inner union is realized, because you can start seeing your twin and you are already one. So what is the point in attaching myself in the physical, to my twin flame in the 3D? So naturally the chasing will stop. You're also in a state of unconditional love for your twin flame, for how they are and whatever they're up to. And you also, through this pathway of the energy rising and harmonizing and union happening, you allow a full awakening of your twin flame also to happen. Both energies, when they are fully awakened, the feminine has to be fully awakened in her feminine power, and masculine has to be fully awakened in his masculine power as a response to the awakened feminine. These are beings who are extremely spiritual, and they are very spiritually potent. Okay, they have the potential to further go on to enter states of samadhi, to enter, spiritual liberation, to allow spiritual liberation to take place through the twin flame journey. These are not just people who are about the romance and, the 3D stuff and all of that. There is a lot of misinformation about twin flames, because non-twin flames have started to, speak about the twin flame connection and spread very different things about the twin flame journey, as we saw in those documentaries as well, right? That is not the twin flame connection at all. It's a very pious, very spiritual, a heightened connection. See Shiva and Shakti, see Vishnu and Lakshmi, see Radha and Krishna, okay? See and understand these beings. See Aurobindo and, Mira Alfasa. They are also a twin flame couple. So Aurobindo, he was able to, if you know his story, if you're an Indian, you probably know, especially if you've studied history, he was an extremist fighting against, the colonial rule of the British Empire in India, and in an extreme way, in a violent way, where he was not ready to, he was not afraid of taking arms up against the empire to liberate Indians. And he suddenly, went through an ego collapse, became extremely spiritual, and this was a twin flame connection. Obviously, the terminology was not used like that and everything, right? And he entered samadhi. He entered a state of leaving his body consciously. So you are a very, very, the possibility for you is to become a realized being. It's to become a realized master. We're all walking this path of this possibility at different stages, at different points of, in our journey. This is what the soul wants. The soul is not super obsessed with what is happening in the 3D. Whatever happens in the 3D is just a manifestation of where your consciousness is present. All right? So you don't have to manipulate it. You don't have to go there. But allow the natural rhythms of the nature, natural rhythms of your body, natural rhythms of, the soul and the expansion of the soul to take you there. That is the way in which the feminine will awaken. And that is the way in which she will stay awakened. She will not, after her union, go back into her old ways. That's not possible. She will not have to try to keep her twin flame in her life. No. She will not have to try to. All of that naturally happens. Why will your twin flame want to run away from you? Your twin flame is running from you right now because you're chasing your twin flame. When you will stop chasing completely, energetically, physically, mentally, at all levels, your twin flame will stop running. So union will naturally happen. When the fears have been resolved inside of you of low self-worth, of all the conditioning and the beliefs that you carry, about what you deserve, what you don't deserve, your twin will stop reflecting those fears back to you. And that is a part of your expanded consciousness. Consciousness expands when fear is ejected from the system. You can't ignore the fear and just, energetically balance. That is not what the twin flame connection is. You can make things happen in the physical, but that's just your 2 buckets full. So I hope that this helped you. And I've spoken of many things here, I know. And I hope that, this reaches out to people who need this, who understand this, and know you are very powerful. There are many pathways, and you have to find your own pathway, and the soul knows what wisdom is right for you. Do not place any kind of a wisdom or guidance which is not sitting right with you in your heart. Don't have to follow that. Only follow what your heart is telling you is the right guidance for me. And never give your power away on the journey to anybody, to anything else. You can only surrender to the divine on the journey. Alright? And believe, understand, and respect your individuality, your uniqueness as a soul, as a being. The unique path that you have, the divine celebrates your uniqueness. The divine is not asking you to be like another twin flame couple. You be like them. No, you be like you. That is what the divine celebrates. Alright? Within the journey also, all twin flames are different. All enlightened beings, all realized masters are different. Sadhguru His way of being is something different from Osho's way of being, is different from Krishna's way of being, is different from Jesus Christ's way of being, is different from what Sufi, saints would teach. Right? Everyone has their own power. In India, all yogis, all realized masters had their own individual contributions. They were never opposed to each other. They were not, one is not opposing the other, but there is a uniqueness. Buddha is different. You can't say only these are good and those are bad. No, they are unique. Some people in the matrix will say only this is good, that is bad, No. So we have to understand that even we as individuals are unique. How you are as a twin flame, as walking this path, in the journey, is very different from how anybody else's path will look, or what challenges they will face and what they will contribute and how they will be. So never compare yourself. Never think somebody else has the answers for me. No, they have guidance for you. And that guidance, what is right guidance? It's to first understand you. When you come to me, for instance, for a session, before a first session, I always ask you to do some writing work so that I know what am I, really, what are your challenges? What am I dealing with right now? Where are you at right now? If you're not where, you are receptive to wisdom which you're not ready to take in right now, then we will work at the level at which you are right now. We will not try to put you at level 3, if you're at level 3, we'll not give you level 10. We'll have to understand level 3, how to get from level 3 to level 4 to level 5 to level 6. And this is your innate wisdom of the soul. So the guidance always will meet you at where you are at right now. There is no judgment about I'm at level 3, level 5, level 7. There is no comparison. There is just an understanding and acceptance of what is right now. Right? So this is also what an enlightened being does. When you have a realized guru in your life, a guru will work with what they see in you. And that is why, guru works in mystical ways. They understand what your limitations are. A realized guru can fully see your karmic patterns and your structures, your past lives, everything. Okay? And then they know where your compulsions are. And then in accordance with that, the sadhana was given out to the disciples. If you see Zen masters and, their disciples, the stories are very popular. So if you read those Zen koans, you'll see how the stories were. With every disciple, there is a different sadhana. There is a different pathway. So you as a twin flame, you are also a spiritual disciple, whether you like it or you don't like it. You are walking a spiritual path. Your union is a manifestation in the 3D of the realization of who you are, of the realization of you becoming one with everything. That is what is manifested without. Now, this is a challenging, arduous task, it may seem to the mind. But that is what the soul is capable of, and this is why the soul is walking this path. The soul is not interested in much else, it is just interested in liberating itself. The soul is already one with its twin flame. It's your mind which is resisting this and which is questioning, which is doubting, which is, all that. There's no problem with it because that is matrix conditioned, right? So the soul is extremely intelligent here, and the soul knows how to get there for you personally, individually, how to take you, what challenges, you need to face that will break your limitations, that will break your attachments, what truths you need to see, how vibrationally you may shift. So the soul already knows it. All you have to do is pave the pathway for the soul to express itself, rather than controlling the journey through the mind and the teachings which are not feeling right to you, which are somehow making you go against the urges of, that you have within you. You're missing your twin flame. Telepathy is a gift, and you don't want to use it because it is push energy. Question this within yourself. Who told you this is push energy? Why is that information more important than the urge of your being right now to connect with your twin flame? Right? So, where have you given your power away to extraneous information? Something is just information, it is just guidance. you have the inner GPS. Trust your inner GPS. This is all I wanted to speak about, and you can work one-on-one with me. All that information about the types of sessions that I offer, the pricing, how that works, it's all in the link in the description. The first link you see in the description box, that has the information. If this works for you, you email me to book a session. You can subscribe to my Patreon. Again, it is linked in the description, the second link. You click on it, you can see the types of videos that are on there. There is a lot of information that I have posted which goes deeper into the connection, into explaining, into healing, and all of that. So you can subscribe to Patreon. That also supports the content here on YouTube. And sending you lots of love. Have a beautiful day.